Showjumping challenge. And we now welcome my co-commentator for today, Tim Drevman, to explain the rules. We're now moving into our second class of the day. This is our Grand Prix event where we invite our 16 riders out for our Grand Prix. Now, welcome, Tim, to our online streaming.
Thanks, Steffi. Interesting competition. We've just had a late change in the program to how this class is going to run, but I think it's going to be really exciting. It's a teams competition, and in the first round, we're going to count the score of our top 3 riders. So each team has 4 riders. They'll pick up a drop score. We've got a draw, so first out will be Sophie Smith. We'll then go to the Baby Boomers with Chris Chugg, followed by the Gen Ys with Gabby Cooner and Leon Carroll with Delish. We'll keep rolling that scenario for the 16 riders. So our course designer, Mr. John Valance, has set us a Grand Prix track, and each rider will come out and tackle the course, trying to be under the time allowed of 95 seconds. After the first round, we will get the top 2 scores, or the top 3 riders will get a team score for each of our competitors, and the team score will be carried through with the top 2 riders from each team. The winner of the class will be the horse rider combination with the least number of penalties, or the team with the least number of penalties and the quickest time, combined time in the second round. So we'll have 8 horses back to the second round, 2 from each team. They'll carry their 3 best scores from the first round to the second round, and I'll cross back to Steph Davies, who's carrying us through the live stream commentary. I'm here on the grounds doing the on-ground announcing, but Steph, going to be a great competition as we welcome Sophie Smith, our first rider out.
Thanks, Tim. That's exactly right. So Sophie Smith representing the Gen Z team, the red team, the Young Guns, supported by the Chichester Group, new non-profit organisation developing the show jumping sport here in Australia. Sophie Smith hails from Sydney, right here on our home turf, and she rides Palm Beach. Just 18 years of age, Sophie's been a very competitive young rider through the junior and young rider ranks, and a relatively new horse in Palm Beach, recently purchased from Western Australia. Sophie's had a great run recently at the New South Wales show jumping titles in Canberra on this very horse. She's left her coach Harrison Owens at home, it appears, today, but hopefully he is tuning in on the live stream. Sophie Smith, Palm Beach on course. We're looking for a clear round to start the competition off. Gen Z, our youngest generation, are actually sitting in 4th place. We don't like to call it last place, but they're definitely in 4th at this stage in the competition. They've got a lot of catching up to do to catch our Baby Boomers and Gen Y, who are out in front at this stage. Final fence falling for Sophie Smith and Palm Beach. 84.85 is the time. 84.85. And 4 jumping penalties. No time for a total of 4 for Sophie Smith and Palm Beach. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he came out here yesterday and he was first out and fastest for a long time in the class. He's riding on the Baby Boomers team. The Baby Boomers, our Navy team. We welcome out Chris Chugg. Chris riding Ditto. Ditto is a beautiful horse that Chris has produced up to Mini Prix and Grand Prix level. Very exciting horse for the future, and great to see Chris and Gabby bringing their horses for a day out here today. Very competitive rider. Chris was having great fun here yesterday as the Baby Boomers took the win here yesterday morning, showing their experience and skill. Chris Chugg on course now, riding Ditto. On course now we have Gabby Kuna. Gabby riding the beautiful stallion by the name of Sierra Casiago. He's feeling good here this morning. Having a little play with Gabby. This beautiful horse. Campaigned in Europe last year. Brought back by Gabby and Chris for his show jumping campaign aiming him at the World Equestrian Games next year. And Gabby's already got her COC qualification on this horse. So very exciting for them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to all those at home who are tuning in to our live stream here at the Showcase of Show Jumping Generations Show Jumping Challenge held at the Sydney Polo Club for the 2017 World Polo Championships. We're having a wonderful day of competition on the celebrity polo field here today, and we're watching some of the best show jumping riders and horses in the country come out and compete in this wonderful show jumping initiative by Kerry Winning and the Chichester Group. No jumping penalties, no time penalties for a time of 88.66 for Gabby Kuna and Sierra Casiago. Well, from the Gen X team, we now welcome out Leon Carroll, winner here yesterday afternoon for the Gen X team. Leon riding Delish, number 4 in the draw. Gen X is proudly supported by Smeg Appliances Technology with Style. We thought it was a very befitting match of sponsor to team and generation, given that Smeg is all about sophistication and style within their brand. We now welcome out Leon Carroll, Delish on course. This combination have competed right up to Grand Prix level, and Delish is particularly renowned for his 6-bar talent. Leon's won a number of 6 bars all around the country. He's a biology teacher by trade, and he's taken a couple of days off work this week to compete here at the Polo Championships. Leon Carroll and Delish coming up to finish their round, and another combination to draw around at the last. 1:01.14 is the time. Over the time allowed, 89 seconds is the time allowed on course. Thank you very much to our course designer John Balance. And over the time allowed for Leon Carroll and Delish. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome out young gun riding for the Chichester Group Red Team is Amelia Douglas. She comes out into the arena in our Grand Prix competition riding Baracello. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Amelia Douglas Barrichello on course here in our Grand Prix event. Welcome to all those streaming in and tuning in online. Make sure you comment below and let us know where you're from. We'd love to hear from you on our Facebook page. You've joined us for the Grand Prix competition today, which is going to be working a little bit differently to normal. We have our 16 riders coming out in the Grand Prix first round. We're going to take the top 8 riders back, which is 2 from each team, each generational team. You can see they're riding in their jersey colours, depending on what generation they were born and the team that they're representing here today. So we'll take the top 2 8 combinations from each team back into the jump-off, but we will be counting the 3 best scores from each team to determine the winners here today in the Grand Prix competition. If you're wondering what it's like on the grounds here today, it's a really exciting team atmosphere where we've got the 4 different team colour marquees with their fans, their crew and supporters, and each of the teams are cheering on from the sidelines, with lots of rivalry happening and some special awards happening later today for the MVP, the most valuable player on each out of the competition, and also the most enthusiastic team. They're going to take home some wonderful prizes from the showcase of Showjumping. And we now welcome out our next combination. Riding on the Navy team for the Baby Boomers, Andrew Inglis rides Like a Viv. This horse was bred and produced by Andrew Inglis and his partner Jenny Shepherd and has been brought up through the grades with lots of success. The Baby Boomers team manager is, of course, Tony Norman, having a great time here. Thank you very much to Tony for his assistance keeping these Baby Boomers in line. We all know what they can be like. This particular mare, sired by Vivon out of Lycara, beautiful mare that Jenny and Andrew have had for a number of years. This was the leading jumping horse at the 2017 Sydney Royal Easter Show. Andrew Inglis having a deep breath as he comes past the commentating box. He's not wasting any time. We had our time allowed on course tightened up by course builder John Valance. And the time allowed on course just 89 seconds. Andrew Inglis for the Baby Boomers has really kept the pace up throughout his round. He's turning for the final fence. The fence has come down a number of times already. Final fence, he's kept it up, clears last for a time of 82.96, just within the time allowed for Andrew Inglis and Like a Viv. No jumping penalties, no time penalties for a clear round for the Baby Boomers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not biased at all, but we now welcome out our Gen Y team member riding for the blue team for Appliances Online. We welcome out Will Matthew. Will rides Finch Farm Clifford. Big, beautiful grey horse bred by David Finch up at Finch Farm in Queensland. We welcome Will back out into the arena. This Gen Y team, managed by Todd Hind, who's eagerly watching over the sidelines. Todd's been very helpful in organising this event, and wonderful to see him have some fun with us as team manager. Will Matthews got some very humorous points of information he's put on his rider brief here. And his favourite drink, surprisingly non-alcoholic for a show jumping rider. His favourite drink is Coke Zero. He claims that he lives off it for better or for worse. So there we go, an interesting fact about Will Matthew in the saddle. Will Matthew, a nice round there for Finch Farm Clifford. Just over the time allowed, 9:002 is the time. Well, Gen Y putting in a very good effort there so far in the competition. Well, we now welcome out into the arena Amanda Madigan riding for the Gen X team in black for Smeg Appliances. We have Amanda Madigan riding Velveeta. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Madigan and Velveeta finishing their round there on a total of 4. We now have Eliana Derry riding for the Young Guns, the Red Chichester group riding Black Currency for the Gen Z team. So at this stage in the competition, our leaders are the Baby Boomers with the 2 clear rounds, Chris Chugg and Andrew Inglis. Gen Z, Eliana's team, have Sophie on 4 penalties, Amelia Douglas on 2 for a total of 6. Gen Y are on 5 and Gen X are on 20. So Gen Z has still got a chance in 3rd place at this stage. 2 more clear rounds and they're definitely going to be in contention. Eight jumping penalties for a time of 84.85 and a total of 8 for Eliana Derry and Black Currency. So that puts the Gen Z team on a total of 14. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome out riding for the Navy team, the Baby Boomers, Chrissy Harris from the beautiful central coast of New South Wales. Chrissy returns to the arena here today, our celebrity polo field riding Waverley too. And Chrissy's following in the footsteps of Chris Chugg and Andrew Inglis, her 2 team members who have already come out and posted a clear round. This beautiful mare imported from the United Kingdom. Chrissy's had a lot of fun show jumping this particular horse all around the country. The time is looking good for Chrissy Harris, carrying 8 jumping penalties and clear over the last. Stops the clock at 85.46 is the time, 85.46. And a total of 8 jumping penalties for Chrissy Harris. So that now makes it an interesting competition because the Baby Boomers were sitting on 0. Chrissy Harris adds 8 jumping penalties to their team score. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have 1 drop score from each team. We're taking the 3 best scores as a combined score across the 2 rounds, but we are only taking the top 2 combinations from each team back to the jump off. Well, we now welcome out into the arena James Arkins, riding for the Gen Y Appliances Online team. James rides Eurostar, beautiful young stallion, imported as a 3-year-old from Europe. Produced and started by James, and just starting to step up to futurity level show jumping winner of the Nambour Futurity in Queensland over the winter break, where we have many of the show jumping riders that travel to Queensland and escape the New South Wales cold. And there's a great series of show jumping events available up there over the winter where horses can continue to be produced, this one being one of them, Eurostar and James Arkins. James Arkins finishing on Eurostar 4 jumping penalties. No time for a total of 4. That gives Gen Y a score of 9 at this stage in the competition, with Will Matthew on 5, Gabby on a clear, and James on 4. So that gives Gen Y a score of 9. They're just behind the Baby Boomers on a total of 8. Generation Z on 14. And Gen X not having a great round so far on a total of 20. We now welcome out into the arena Talara Kolchik is the horse, Brooke Campbell in the saddle, riding for the black team of Gen X, representing Smeg Appliances, sophistication and style. We'd like to thank all of our event partners here today for making this wonderful Generations Show Jumping event possible. Our 4 team supporters, Winning Appliances, Smeg Appliances, Appliances Online and Chichester Group. And she takes the inside turn to the last fence, but it's not quite good enough. 18.970 is the time. One time penalty there for Brooke Campbell and Talara Kolchik. She'll have Jamie Winning watching the live streaming at home, nodding her head. Just 0.7 seconds over the time allowed for a total of 1 for Brooke Campbell and Talara Kolchik on Gen X. Well, we now welcome out into the arena. Riding for the Red Chichester group, the Young Guns, the Gen Z group. We welcome Jamie Priestley riding Amaretto MVNZ. Jamie Priestley, Amaretto MVNZ, 81.66 is the time. 4 jumping penalties, no time for a total of 4. 4 penalties for Jamie. That gives the team a total of 18 for the Chichester Group Generation Z. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome out into the arena Alison Rowland, riding for the Baby Boomers, currently in the lead on a score of 8. Alison rides Glenara Cognac. One rail down there for Alison Rowland. 4 jumping penalties, adding to the score for the Baby Boomers. So we'll drop the score of Chrissy Harris, giving the Baby Boomers a total score of 4. We now welcome out on course is the ever so lovely Talara Barwick, riding for Gen Y, our Blue Appliances Online team. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to all those streaming in at home. We've got viewers as far as Maitland. Make sure you comment below where you're from and which team you're barracking for. We'd love to hear from you about what team you're cheering on at home. On the live stream, we welcome you to the 2017 World Polo Championships. This Show Jumping Generations Challenge is brought to you by the Showcase of Show Jumping team. We've got some of Australia's top show jumping riders and horses competing here today. This particular horse on course, Copperbella Verde, has not only started in show jumping World Cups, has also competed right up to top levels in eventing. It's great to have Tally on course here with Copperbella Verde. .73 is the time. 8 jumping penalties, no time for a total of 8 for Talara Barwick and Copperbella Verde and Gen Y. So that looks like we're going to keep Tal as the drop score for Gen Y, which gives them a total of 9. Baby Boomers still in the lead on 4. Final rider to go in the competition. We welcome out David Cameron. David riding Nicolette. Well, isn't this a lovely story, ladies and gentlemen? Team manager for the Baby Boomers, Tony Norman, here on the grounds, watches eagerly for his horse Nicolette, ridden by David Cameron here. I wonder which team Tony's cheering for more, whether it's his own team, the Baby Boomers, or whether it's his horse's team, the black team, Gen X. Riding for Smeg Appliances, we welcome out David Cameron onto the arena. So Dave Cameron on course here, ladies and gentlemen, representing Gen X. He's our final rider to go. If Dave can post a good round, then Gen X can drop the score of Leon Carroll, and they're well and truly still in contention. Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Welcome to Simone Monaghan, Christine Derry, and Rachel Jacobson tuning in on our live stream. Wonderful to have you watching at work. And Kate Hinchin and Claudia Studdert and Samantha Sant, hello to all of you at home tuning in. We'd love you to come and join us over the weekend. We're based up at the 2017 World Polo Championships. You are all invited. We've got $10 entry all day today and polo all weekend, so we'd love you to come up and visit. David Cameron finishing his round there, 84.93 is the time. All clear jumping. No jumping penalties, no time penalties for a total of 0 for David Cameron and Nicolette. Well, that's going to spice up the competition, posting a score of 0 for Gen X. We're going to drop Leon Carroll's score of 16, and that gives Gen X a total of 5. That puts them in second place at this stage. We've got Baby Boomers on a total score of 4, Gen X on 5, Gen Y on 9. Unfortunately, Gen Z, the young guns, the youngest of the group, are on 18. Sorry, my mistake there. Gen Z will drop their score of 8, so that gives them a total of 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the order of go for the jump-off here this afternoon in the showcase of show jumping. Generations Show Jumping Challenge Grand Prix jump-off. We are taking the top 8 horses back for the jump-off from our 4 teams across the competition. We will be having Amelia Douglas Baracello out first, Gabby Kuna Sierra Casiago out second, Brooke Campbell Talara Kolchik out third, Chris Chug Ditto out fourth, Jamie Priestley Amaretto MV out NZ in fifth, James Arkins and Eurostar in sixth, David Cameron Nicolette in seventh, and the box seat will be Andrew Inglis and Like a Viv coming out in 8th place. So that's the top 2 combinations from each team, and we're looking at the 3 best scores for a combined team result, and there's less than 3 rows between the teams at this stage in the competition. It's a very tough competition. Tim, are you excited for the jump-off?
Almost certainly, Steph. What an amazing competition. I love the team format. We don't see enough of the team format, and you could see those last couple of riders like Gen X. They were on 21 penalties with Dave to go. He came out and put a on the ball. 1-time penalty off the leaders. So certainly anyone's game still. But aren't the baby boomers just showing their wisdom and experience? They say age is no hindrance in the sport of show jumping. We've seen it many, many times. And the older you are, the wiser you are. And these guys are really, really showing that. Can they hold on, though? It's going to be a great jump-off because they go against the clock now. So no one can muck around. It's going to be a tight jump-off. Certainly going to be very exciting.
That's exactly right, Tim. Well, it's good for us on the sideline then, I guess. We've got plenty of years to perfect our skills at home, and lots of hope for us in the show jumping sport.
Oh, I think I need more than a few years, Steph, to perfect my sport of show jumping, but we do love it. But loving the team competition, and a huge thank you, of course, to all of our friends that are watching online. Great to welcome Coco Dalhunty, who's just joined us. Hey, Coco. Shame you're not here watching on. But enjoy the live stream action. Actually, aren't you meant to be at university today? This looks like a bit of funny study that you're doing there at the moment, Coco.
Well, we've also got Samantha San online. Welcome, Sam. I hope you're streaming at high school, I believe. And Amanda Lation probably on her lunch break. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Wonderful to have you watching on at home. We're coming to you live from the beautiful grounds of Sydney Polo Club for our 2017 Generations Show Jumping Challenge, brought to you by the Showcase of Show Jumping. Just moments away from welcoming out our first combination in the jump-off here today of the Grand Prix event. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in at home. If you've just joined us, Coco and Taylor, welcome to the live streaming of our 2017 World Polo Championships. We're coming to you from the beautiful grounds of Sydney Polo Club on the Celebrity Polo Field, exactly where our show jumping riders should be. And we're just moments away from inviting in our top 8 riders back to the jump off of this Grand Prix class. You can see some of our spectators around the grounds. We've got live music kicking off this afternoon. Really looking forward to this Grand Prix jump off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in online. We now have our first combination on course for the jump off of our Showjumping Generations Challenge, riding for the Young Guns, the Gen Z team, and the red for Chichester Group. We welcome out Amelia Douglas riding Barrichello. Amelia Douglas looking like she's in very good form at this stage of the competition. She's taking her time in the first section of the course. She's starting to pick up some pace now. Only a few fences left to go. Through the finish line, 58.79 is the time. 58.79 for Barrichello and Amelia Douglas. 58.79. That's going to give her one time penalty. No jumping for a total of 1 for Amelia Douglas and Barrichello. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've picked up a few late starters tuning in on the live stream here today. Welcome to Tom Sutherland and Andrew Barnett. Lovely for you guys to join us online and follow our Generations Showjumping Challenge. We now welcome out our second rider into the jump-off, Gabby Cooner, riding Sierra Casiago. Gabby's riding for the Gen Y team. They're currently in third place at this stage in the competition. Gen Y are riding in the blue jerseys for their team, supported by Appliances Online, the online phenomenon. We thank Appliances Online for their support and sponsorship of this team. All these riders here today are riding for a generous amount of prize money. And they're having a lot of fun whilst doing it. Sierra Casiago, Gabby Cooner, looking the goods at this stage. Just a few fences left to go. Coming down to the final fence, Gabby Cooner, Sierra Casiago, through the finish, 52.95. No jumping penalties, no time penalties for a total of 0, 52.95 for Gabby Cooner and Sierra Casiago. Well, now we welcome out our first rider for the Gen X team, Brooke Campbell, riding Talara Kolchik. Now, Brooke Campbell and the Gen X team must jump clear to stay ahead of the Gen Y team. Our baby boomers still out in front on a total of 4 at this stage. So Gen X and Gen Y are at each other's throat in competition. Brooke Campbell on course now, riding Talara Kolchik. Brooke Campbell, a great round here. The time is right. Turns up to the final fence on Talara Kolchik. 56.57. 56.57. And there we go, Talara Kolchik. Lovely round there. We'd like to welcome the owners of that beautiful horse here today, Daniel and Joe Bretags. They've come to watch their lovely horse ridden by Brooke Campbell in the main arena. And a horse normally ridden by Jamie Winning. We hope Jamie's tuning in at home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome out into the arena Chris Chugg. Chris rides Ditto. He's riding for the Baby Boomers. He's already had a clear round. The pressure is on. The Baby Boomers have a team score of 4, and the Gen X team are following very closely behind. And a great round here. Chris Chugg Ditto not mucking around. Just the 2 fences left to go. This is going to be a very quick time. Coming down to the final fence, Chris Chugg takes an angle and straight out the gate. 48.84. A wonderful time there for Chris Chugg. 48.84 is the time. No jumping penalties. No time, for a total of 0 for Chris Chugg and the Baby Boomers. Wow, that team manager, Tony Norman's going to be very happy on the sidelines after that effort by Chris Chugg. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the competition is heating up here on the Sydney Polo Fields as we now welcome out the young gun from the south coast of New South Wales, Jamie Priestley, riding Amaretto MVMZ. Jamie Priestley, Amaretto MVMZ comes down to the final fence. For the Gen Z team, the crowd goes wild on the sideline. 52.73 is the time. 52.73 is the time. That gives the Gen Z a team score of 11 penalties. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome out the blue team. Gen Y, James Arkins comes back out into the arena riding the lovely young stallion Eurostar. If you're looking for a stallion to breed with the next breeding season, make sure you have a chat to James at Rosswaite Farm. This is a lovely young horse and certainly showing a lot of potential for the future. James Arkin, he's just taking the outside line now. He's lost his stirrup. He's getting it back like a truly dynamic Gen Y person he is. He's had the two rails, resulting in 8 jumping penalties at this stage of the competition. Just the 2 fences left to go for James Arkins and Eurostar. All clear over the Oxer. Comes down to the final fence. Safely over the last. 57.07 is the time. 57.07. Two jumping penalties, 1 time penalty for a total of 9 for James Arkins. For the Gen Y team. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome out, riding for the black team, the Gen X Smeg Appliances team. Winners here yesterday afternoon. They've got a lot of pressure riding on their shoulders here today. They're just behind the Baby Boomers. Can they take the win? Here comes Dave Cameron riding Nicolette. Dave Cameron Nicolette coming down to the final fence. Has he done enough? There we go, 55.06. $55.06 saves the Gen X team. Dave Cameron Nicolette, all clear. 55.06 is the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to all those tuning in at home on our live stream. My name's Steph Davies and I'm bringing you the showcase of show jumping, Generations Show Jumping Challenge here at the Sydney Polo Club for our 2017 World Polo Championships. We now have our final rider on course, Andrew Inglis in the box seat, riding like a Viv for our Navy team. The Baby Boomers currently in the lead on a team score of 4. They're looking very good here today. Andrew's got the pressure on him though, because Dave Cameron in Gen X has just posted a clear round. One fence left to go. The final fence for Andrew Inglis. There we go. 49.47 is the time. Taking the lead in the competition for the Baby Boomers team, Andrew Inglis and Leica Viv. 49.47 takes the win for the Baby Boomers team with Chris Chug. And congratulations to our winners on 86 points, our Baby Boomers team. A wonderful display of show jumping, represented and supported by the Winning Appliances team. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a live interview crossing to you from the grounds in just a few moments' time. A live interview with our winners today, the Baby Boomers, Chris Chugg, Andrew Inglis, Alison Rowland, and Chrissy Harris. Their team managed by Tony Norman, owner of one of the very well-performed horses here today, Nicolette. Thank you very much for tuning in to our Showjumping Team Showjumping Challenge here at Sydney Polo Club. We're having a wonderful time here in Richmond at the Celebrity Polo Field. If you'd like to come down and join us here today, it's $10 entry all day on the grounds, and we've got a rodeo starting at 4 p.m. this afternoon. There's plenty on over the weekend as well. If you want to have a look and have a taste of the polo, you can come down all over the weekend. We've got polo exhibitions, art exhibitions, plenty on around the grounds, and of course the World Championship Polo Final on Sunday. We'd love for you to join us. There's plenty on around the grounds, but in the meantime we'll be coming back to you with our team winners very shortly.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our live stream. We're on Facebook Live, and we are here, Steffi, with the winning team, Winning Appliances, winning all the way through the Grand Prix 1. What a great concept, what a great scoring system, and what a great class we just saw.
It was super exciting, Tim, and this team format has made it really exciting on the grounds. There's rivalry getting thrown from sideline to sideline, and having the team managers involved has been really exciting.
What's been interesting, down the end here we have our team tents all in their colours. There's been no intermingling. They're all sticking to their own camp. They're all keeping pretty quiet. It's fierce. It's serious.
Very serious. And what makes it even more exciting is we've got a great eclectic mix of both young and up-and-coming horses and some of Australia's top World Cup horses all here to compete against each other.
Well, the winning team was the Winning Appliances team manager down here, Tony Norman. They absolutely did everything you told them to. Winning Appliances, winning all the way. You guys have pulled a 10-point lead on everyone else. 20 points going into the next round of competition.
Well, they've stuck to the plan and they're staying there. And obviously, fatigue isn't getting to them at all. So I think we can hold the position.
Now, Chrissy, it's a 6-bar next one, though. There's lots of points up for grab. Every fence you jump clean, you get 1 point. So it really could go anywhere.
Oh, well, I haven't been covering myself in much glory at the moment, so I've been the discard score. So I really, really hope for good things in the 6-bar from me and Lara.
Now, Doogie, when you watched Chuggy and Andrew jump off there, how nervous were you?
I had faith in both of them. I knew they were going to do a good job.
Andrew, you rode. There's one guy on the sideline. He's yelling at you. He's screaming at you. For once in your life, it's not Jenny, but then Jenny steps aside and Chuggy starts yelling at you.
I know. I'm getting really good at ignoring them.
Chuggy, do you get ignored often?
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, mate. Great ride. Ditto stepped up. You came out. You put a clear round on the board. You put a clear, quick round on the board for the second time through for the Winning Appliances team. You are just sitting pretty on 20 points going into the third competition today.
Yeah, well, we didn't come for second, so being part of the Winning Appliance team is a big effort for us, and the team rode very well. We're very happy with the horses that we have and the team we have, so the 6-bar should be exciting. 1
point added to the score each time for the 6-bar. Each fence you jump clear, so you really want to be playing out the 5 rounds with all 14 players.
Yeah, well, I've got a horse, I don't know about the other riders, but mine hasn't never been in a 6-bar. He's 6 years old, so he'll have his eyes open.
Surely you've done some grid training before.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Well, Steph, as they say, if you ain't first, you're last. These guys are all smiles now, but the 6-bar still to come. It's going to be great.
That's exactly right, and I'm not sure these baby boomers really realise the competition they're coming up against, because there's a horse in the 6-bar here today that's won the Sydney Royal Easter Show 6-bar, jumping up to $1.80 I believe, Leon Carroll's horse Delish. So there's a lot of rivalry happening out the back.
What'd you say, Chuggy? Just say that.
Talk's cheap.
Oh, well, they're certainly amongst it here. Steph Davies, 6-bar still to come. Wherever you're watching online, say good day to us. Don't go anywhere. Don't worry about doing work. It's Friday. Who cares about work? Stick with us on the live stream. Do as little as you can and keep up with all the action. We love you to interact. Get your comments coming through as well.